This video provides a legal analysis of the Supreme Court landmark decision in Commoner Lending Corp. versus Rafael Balandra, focusing on spousal consent, the encumbrance of conjugal property, and the application of Article 124 of the Family Code. In this first part, we examine the case overview and the central legal conflict involving forged powers of attorney, conjugal property rights, and the subsequent acts performed by the spouses. The case concerns a property in Iloilo. Alida Balandra obtained a loan secured by a real estate mortgage, presenting a general power of attorney, purportedly signed by her husband, Rafael. However, Rafael was overseas at the time, and the document was a forgery. After the loan defaulted, Rafael acknowledged the debt and made partial payments to prevent foreclosure. When these efforts failed, he filed a complaint for the nullity of the mortgage documents, asserting he never gave his consent. Part 2 of this video explores the decisions of the lower courts, highlighting the contrast between the regional trial court's ruling on partial nullity and the Court of Appeals stance on total voidance. While both courts agreed the signature was forged, they differed on the mortgage's validity. The RTC sustained the mortgage regarding the wife's share, while the Court of Appeals declared the mortgage void in its entirety. The core legal question before the Supreme Court was whether a void encumbrance under Article 124 could be perfected into a binding contract through the later actions of the non-consenting spouse. The Supreme Court maintained the findings that the signature was a forgery. Since the court is not a trier of facts, the concurring findings of the lower courts on the issue of forgery were considered binding. Under Article 124, a transaction without spousal consent is void but unique. It functions as a continuing offer, which can be perfected into a binding contract upon the acceptance by the non-consenting spouse. Applying this to the case, Rafael's acknowledgement of the debt and his subsequent partial payments constituted a valid acceptance of the continuing offer, perfecting the mortgage over the entire conjugal property. This distinction is crucial. Unlike standard void contracts that cannot be ratified, Article 124 of the Family Code allows for a void transaction to transform into a fully binding contract through spousal acceptance. In summary, the Supreme Court doctrine states that an unauthorized mortgage is perfected into a binding security when the non-consenting spouse makes payments to prevent foreclosure, thereby accepting the offer. This concludes our analysis of the case. The sources used for this video are provided here for your reference.